What's good, YouTube? Infected Freenon here, coming at you guys with my Kissimmee, Florida regional report. So I'm just doing this because I like having my own regional reports and looking back at them and seeing how bad I still am. And yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about the regional first. I'll have the time when the profile starts down below if you're really interested in that. I doubt you are. You've seen this deck a million times, but yeah. So basically, this is my second time getting top 16 as an X2 in a row. And yes, X2's top this regional at least. Because last regional, no X2's top. But this time, there was like 3 or 4 X2s at tops, which is really ridiculous. But that's how the tournament was, ridiculous. So I was not confident playing this deck at all, at all, at all. Like, literally, I'm surprised I even decided to play it. I was just not feeling it with the deck. I still am not feeling it with the deck, even though it's technically the best deck of the format, technically. Um, I just don't like the deck, honestly. It just doesn't treat me as well as I wish it could. Literally, the 2 losses I had at this tournament were out of my complete control. I just didn't draw anything, and either my opponent had the outs, or I just didn't have anything to play versus them. So, yeah, so we head out. I'm gonna give shout out to everyone that went with me. So, there you go. The car I went with was with David, Jose, and Javier. We also went with Big Vu, Little Vu, Eric, Jesse, the one who topped, Eddie, Patrick, Ricky, and Kevin. All of them are free and all of them are boys. And we all did pretty good. I don't think the only one who did pretty bad is your boy me, because I did bad. I didn't represent us like I should have. The reason I also lost is because I'm a Yugi tuber, and Yugi tubers have that curse where they can't top, but whatever. So the tournament itself was pretty cool, I guess. I had to play 2 of the people that I went with, which was really annoying. Whatever. So round 1, I played versus the mirror match, and I 2-0 him. Then round 2, I played versus Clifforts, and I 2-0'd him. Then round 3, I played versus Anti-Meta, 2-0'd him. Round 4, I played versus my dad, David, and I 2-0'd him. He drew complete trash and a half, but that's fine. Round 5, I played versus Eddie, and I lost game 1, which was my first loss of the entire tournament. And um, then I won game 2, and game 3 he just opened pretty well with maths at 4, and I drew cards, but he just had outs to the cards, obviously. And then whatever, that's out of your loss. Round 6, I played versus another fucking mirror match, and I 2-0'd him. Round 7, I played versus yet another fucking mirror match, and game 3 he opens with Vanity's Fiend and a back row, and I literally drew no monsters at all. And then I draw, and then he goes, pokes me, and I stupidly karma cut it, which I honestly should have probably taken it, because his hand was full of monsters, and he wasn't able to summon any of the monsters. He was kind of locking himself out with the Vanity's Fiend, and I could have probably drawn a little longer. But I did decide to karma cut it, which was a pretty big mistake in my opinion, causing me to lose, because then next turn I draw another spell and trap, and then his turn he goes. Well, he had already made tour guide up main phase 2 after I karma cut it, and then his turn he had another tour guide, so he made double Dante, and then whatever, he hits me for 5k, and I take it, and then I draw for turn. I had nothing, so I set all my cards, activated Lure of Darkness, and draw into 2 cards that weren't even a dark, and then I fucking had to discard them, and then I hated that shit. Like, it was completely out of my control, and when I lost then, I was thinking of just dropping from the tournament, because I was X2, and the only reason I fucking lost was completely out of my control, so it's really unfair. But whatever. So I decided to play it out to see as high as I can get, and hopefully just top 16, which it's not really a top, but it tells me that I'm getting really close. So then round 8, I play versus Noble Knights, and I beat him in 3 games, I think. But I only scooped game 2 because I didn't feel like playing it out, because he opens boards equip back row. So then I MSC his back row, and it was a changes appearance. I'm like, okay. So I summoned Tour Guide, and he had the Veiler. I could have played it out for sure, like 100%, but I just chose not to. I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna go to game 3. I want to go first, and then obviously I go first and have backs to deal with. And then round 9, I played versus Clyforts. Round 9, we're on table 17, and we get a deck check, which was ridiculous and a half. So whatever. I ended up beating him in 3 games and going X2. I played versus meta all fucking day, except for that Noble Knight and anti-meta player. 4 mirror matches was really brutal. I would have rather played fucking Clifforts all day, and I would have topped for sure. But that's beyond the point. Some shit's out of your control, and I just learned that today. That there's only gonna be that one unlucky person that has to play infinite mirror matches. But whatever, it's fine. I'm happy how I performed. I'm not so happy how my deck performed. I only drew Fire Lake. I only resolved Fire Lake once, because I only drew it like twice, and the other time I drew it, the other opponent scooped. So the only time I was ever able to get Fire Lakes was adding it back with Dante's, and even then they wouldn't resolve it. Like, they would make sure that obviously I wouldn't have 2 BAs on board, or they would hit the card blindly at the end phase or something like that. So yeah, that was it. I had fun in the tournament. It was fun just getting top 16, quote unquote. But yeah, again, this is not a deck profile to take seriously. Like someone's gonna say obviously in the comments, oh, top 16 isn't a top, and I know it's not a top. I'm just trying to see when I'll eventually get my top and all the fucking troubles I'm going X2 every fucking regional to get there. So whatever. Let's get on with the deck profile. Pretty standard. It was pretty similar to Hopen's list, but not exactly. I played it pretty differently. Whatever. 3 tour guide, obviously. Can't sway away from that too much. 3 Skarm, because Skarm is pretty titties. This being 2,000 defense comes in handy sometimes, and it just searches out all your fiends, and you know what this deck does already. Triple Sir. Opened up double Sir or Sir by itself a couple times. Pretty annoying. Triple Graph, obviously. Triple Rubik. Now, a lot of people aren't playing Triple Rubik, but I like it because it's 21. Like, it's blocks you from going versus Moral Talk. Like, you could just set this and they can't get over it without summoning something else, and then your Infinite Backup can deal with it. But Rubik is just another name for BA. It's literally what it is, and it's still a level 3, so it still gets in there. I played 2 Calcab, which was whatever. The back row balancing was never relevant, but when it was cool because it helped me push it harder. But yeah, it wasn't really that good. And 1 Alec. I might actually bump Alec up to 2 or something. I don't know. Alec was pretty cool all day, I guess. It just did what it needed to do. Just the fact that they're different BA names was literally the reason I played them. Nothing more, nothing less. 18 monsters, I believe it is. Honestly, I wish I had played BLS. I think if I had played BLS, I would have had a better chance in the tournament with the losses that I had. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. I feel like it was just a powerful card that I should have played. But everybody in my room and all my friends decided for me to play it. I decided against it. So then I decided to go against it. And it was fine. I mean, I didn't really rely on BLS, so that was cool. But on testing, BLS stole so many games that I felt that it was worth playing. 3 MSTs, stable at this point. And then the last spells are just one-ofs. Allure of Dankness, draw 2, banish one of your darts, so it's all good. Foolish Burial. This card was insane. It's literally opening up with 2 BAs if you open any BA in this. So yeah. It's basically your 19th monster. 1 Book of Muno. I wasn't really expecting to play this card, but it was alright. I only drew it like twice maybe, but when I did draw it, it was pretty cool. It just saving me and shit, you know. It did what it had to do. And the worst card I didn't draw once or resolve once was Soul Charge. Never drew it, so I can't tell you it was bad, but I would have rather had that have been BLS. I may have drawn Soul Charge once, but I never used it, for sure. For traps, 3 Wind Blast. I need to get these gold, I know, I'm sorry, boys. And triple Karma Cut. I was playing 2 Karma Cut, but then I decided to just have more discard outlets. Karma Cut, just banishing monsters, is pretty relevant. And in the mirror match, is really good. And versus Clyfort, you just want to stop their first summon, and then you're basically good. That's how I beat them. I don't worry about the Scout paying 800. That's fine. You can pay 800 and search whatever you want. But then the moment they summon, you're going to want to activate your cards and just get rid of the normal summon. And they're going to set 2 cards and pass, and then you just paste them at that point. Triple Fire Lake. It's like literally the best card. I wish I drew into it more. I felt like I could have had a better chance. Honestly, though, it's not really it's good versus Clyfort, but it's really not that great versus BA and versus Shaddolls. I would side out a lot of this. I would side out like 2 versus the mirror match, or 1. I don't even know, bro. I was losing it after I had to play that 4th mirror match. I was just gone. I was like, fuck this. So yeah, 3 of that staple. Trip Vanities. I had to get, obviously, you have to give one of them back. But Trip Vanities, I'm putting this so the people that aren't listening can listen. They're like, what the fuck? He's playing Frightful Berry in the main deck. Yeah, I like to take it at 1. It's a fiend, so it gets in there. Vanities was whatever. I didn't win any games just because I activated Vanities. Like I would off playtesting a lot. Lots of playtesting games were just flipping up Vanities and winning. But at this tournament, obviously, people would not want to just give up. But I honestly did not draw Vanities nearly enough. But whatever. The times I did draw it was insane. It's really bad versus Clifford's, but whatever. And then I played the 1-of Traps, Compose Bottomless, and Solemn Warning. I was surprised I decided to play Solemn Warning because I was citing this as like Hoban because I just liked the citing, and it was whatever game 1's versus BA. It's god awful though, but whatever. Compulse was insane, and I was meaning that, and Warning I was already meaning that because Warning just shuts them off. You stop their BA's first summon, and you're in a pretty good spot now. Or versus Clifford, like I said, you want to use these 3 cards to stop their first summon, and you'll be fine. And that's how you beat Clyforts. Now we're gonna go into extra deck. Extra deckaroonies. That Tristan token. That Tristan token came in clutch today. Yesterday. When was it? Saturday? That was 2 days ago now. Trip Dante. Before this list, I was playing 2 Dante and it was fine, but now you need 3 Dante because this deck spams out Dante like it's nobody's business. Then I played 2 Virgil. I don't think I went into 2 Virgil all day. I went into 1 Virgil pretty often, but I never went into the second Virgil. I would just... Actually, I think I did go into double the Virgil 1 game, but I would just get this back and back and back, but I still think you need 2 just to have the option. Oh, my bad. My B. Trip Downerd. I may have used 2 Downards at 1 game, and that 1 game that I used double Downard was the only game I stacked Downard. Yeah, it was pretty whatever. I think Downard is a lot more relevant in last format. 2 Nightmare Sharks because I just didn't have anything else to play. I Nightmare Sharked once per game. That was fun, I guess. I thought it was gonna be a lot more relevant versus Clyfort. Alucard, I went into this like twice. I'm not gonna tell you how often I went into cards so you can see how much you really need the cards. Acid Golem, 0 times I think. Yeah, definitely 0. Muzu Rhythm once, and that shit came in clutch. Muzu Rhythm is like the best card in the extra deck. Holy shit! I honestly didn't think it was gonna be so good, but it was my Eddie's tech, and I should went clutch. Not gonna lie, because like I was playing versus BA, and my mirror match that I lost round 7, and the guy's like, "Damn, you play that card? That card's pretty good. I'm gonna play it now." So it was really good. I played the 1 Giga Brilliant. Made it once, I believe. Whatever, did its job. And then the Zen mains. I went into this once and I was already in a losing position. No, I ended up winning that game just because I overwhelmed my opponent. I overwhelmed Eddie round 6. And then, well, round 5, and then I lost anyways. On to the side deck. My side deck was complete trash and I really regret it. I could have probably done a little better at the tournament had my side deck been a little better. But yeah, Vanity's Fiend, I didn't like this card. I set this in a lot in the mirror match and I only got it off once. But the one time I got it off, I won. But I don't like it. I really just did not like it at all. I probably won't outside this ever again, to be completely honest with you guys. Triple Flying C was even worse. I sided on this a lot versus the mirror match, and it never did anything. It never honestly did anything. And it just gave Eddie another monster to poke me down with. I almost summoned this to swing for game. Well, to start poking for game versus the mirror match that Vanity Fiend won. Because I oversided and I was drawing into these guys. So I tribute summon the Vanity's Fiend, and then he's summoning a monster every turn to cock block. But I was thinking of summoning a Flying Seat to swing over the monster in 700. But then he ended up scooping because we were going closer and closer into time, and we didn't want to go into time, clearly. But yeah. Final monster for side was 2 Puppet Plant, which was really bad siding again. The theory behind this was you could steal their Virgil or their Dante or their Winda or the Construct and maybe tribute it for Vanity's Fiend or something, or use Dante's effect obviously, or Virgil's effect. But yeah, I just never saw it. I might say this again, but honestly, it was whatever. I guess my side deck was really bad. I'm sorry, guys. Finally, for the only spells I sided in, which were like my favorite card all day to side, was Twister. Sided this versus just about anything, especially versus Clyfort. This card was good. It's just literally an MST for 500 points. That's fine. You get rid of Shadow Mirrors, Vanities, Clyfort Scouts, anything to win. Skill drains, Fire Formations if you really need to. It does what it needs to do. Then the best second card was the Fairy Winds. People were saying how they hated Fairy Wind in the side deck, but literally, it was this all day in the side deck versus Clyforts, and you're fine. Like, and there's my doggy. Versus the Clyforts, like, it's not really oversighting. You have 9 MSTs. You just want to open up 2 or 3 of them, and you'll be fine, honestly. And this deck runs infinite traps, so then the trap part is fine. And then my last side deck card was 1 Breakthrough Skill. I had 14 cards in my hotel, just 3 of everything, and except the Poet Plants. So I was like, fuck, I need 1 card. And I was debating on maining this, but everybody was against it, so I decided to just play the Breakthrough Skill, because Breakthrough Skill is Tatanga's, and I sided it like once or twice, never drew it, but I milled it, so I had the chance to banish it. It was versus Shadal's. I wanted to have an out to it to win on my turn, so I decided to play Breakthrough Skill. So, oh yeah, that was my beautiful regional experience. X2 again, all hate. Fucking Tiebreakers ain't loving me. My tiebreakers were really trash too. Eddie went X2 and my other tiebreaker ended up going X3. Because with the luck of the draw, my two losses played each other the final round. So yeah, maybe I could have gotten a little higher, but not too much higher. Congrats to Jesse for top 8ing, and thanks to everyone that went with me. It was a really good weekend. I slept the fucking hell out of yesterday. I literally slept all day. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe not. I don't care. I really just posted this up for personal reason. And yeah, hopefully I could do better in the next event, which is ARG Orlando, which is going to be sick. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.